All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. All right. First up is the Super Bowl's coming up. Is it this weekend?
Yeah,
This weekend. Or is it next weekend?
this weekend.
Oh. So the Super Bowl is coming up this weekend. So everybody was talking about Taylor Swift and her effect on the Super Bowl and her boyfriend. And I thought, which is what I've always thought, was that the NFL likes it because it's bringing money to the NFL, and the players are getting recognized from little girls in airport that kids is becoming more famous because they're famous. So, and it's more money is being in the NFL. So a lot of people in the NFL like the fact that that the whole they call it the Taylor Swift effect.
It's made them money too.
Did they talk about it on The View at all?
Not as a main topic, but yeah, they've hit on it a little bit with her being with Kelsey, and they talked about it with the politics. The Republicans, they don't like the fact that they feel like she's telling people.
Oh, they talking about the voting thing.
Yeah,
they ridiculous. Because I don't think anywhere that she's ever said who to vote for, and even if she did say who to vote for, what do they care?
They just
they should appeal to young people. Then they ain't got to worry about it.
I know, but they're understanding that the power in people's fans.
Right.
She has a very big following. And even what she's done, not only in the music industry, but in the NFL.
Right.
So they're scared.
But she's had, she has fans on both sides. There's young little Republican kids, parents of kids who like Taylor Swift. So, because she's like clean cut, and so she's like the perfect person for their kids to listen to.
But a lot of the things that she stands for is democratic views, like the LGBTQ.
Right.
She's very strong about that.
But that
and the pro-life.
But the young Republicans think the same way.
That's not Republicans.
No, I'm saying young Republicans think the same way. They are open on those ideas too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the older Republicans that have an issue.
And the Republicans are all split even with their thoughts too on that. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
But Roger Goodell embraces the Taylor Swift effect. That's what they've been talking about on all the media. NFL has unanimously embraced the fandom of pop star Taylor Swift, and Commissioner Roger Goodell confirmed those thoughts on Monday at his Super Bowl news conference. He says having Taylor Swift effect is positive. Let's go to what because I actually found somebody who actually had a video of what he said.
Swift effect is also a positive. Listen, they're both Travis and Taylor are wonderful young people. They seem very happy. She knows great entertainment, and I think that's why she loves NFL football. But I think it's great to have her a part of it. Obviously, it creates a buzz. It creates another group of young fans, particularly young women, that are interested in seeing why is she going to this game? Why is she interested in this game? Besides Travis, she is a football fan. And I think that's great for us.
So he likes it.
Most of the football players did say it's good. It brings attention to the game, and whether they know about it, like it or not, they're watching.
Right.
You know, they're fans watching. That boosts them up as far as advertisement because they get paid big when the advertisers are like, "Oh, more and more people are looking at our products that we're selling."
Why would they be mad?
That makes a lot of sense. There are men who are mad because they feel like it's taken away from the whole art of sport.
Oh, they're going to still sit there and yell at the TV on Sunday. They don't care about Taylor Swift.
Now they got their daughters in the room.
That's what it is. Before, the wives, some of the wives and the daughters wasn't bothering them.
Right.
That was their time to get away.
Well, Dad, I want to see which one is Taylor Swift's boyfriend?
Now Heather's sitting in the living room with her dad, watching the stupid game so she could get a glimpse of Taylor Swift. And he can't cuss and yell at the quarterback and stuff.
Right.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
They want to be by themselves, or they've changed their garages into little rooms where they had a big screen TV. And now the little daughters are coming into the garage while they're trying to drink beer and jump around.
She's been the household name for the last week or so, not only for the football thing, dating Kelsey, because people even make jokes. Is that Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother?
Right.
So everything was Taylor Swift. Even with the music, she got slammed for not saying, embracing Celine Dion. And then later on, she showed a clip of her doing that. She's getting slammed for politics and her comment about everyone go and vote.
Right.
She didn't say necessarily go vote a certain party, but everybody's trying to slam her. And it's almost like, okay, you're making her name more known by doing that.
Right. So Taylor's this is what Kelsey said. Taylor's fan base is absolutely unbelievable. It's been awesome to see the NFL expand in that regard. You know, he's going to say that. That's his girlfriend. Yeah. Just how many young girls are getting into the game of football. They're enjoying those moments with their fathers and their loved ones. It's been awesome to hear. So he's hearing the other stories. No, he's hearing the other stories where the father is like, my daughter is, I've been trying to find some time to spend with her. Now she's coming in here with a little football jersey, and I can talk to her about football. And why not
use that as an opportunity for, you probably don't know as much as you think you do, because she don't know. You're telling her, okay, babe, when they run that way, they supposed to catch. Oh, that's probably a flag because the way he pulled him by his helmet. Right. And he feels empowered.
And maybe there's little girls who normally didn't watch football who are watching it now and like football because they started watching it because they wanted to see Taylor Swift.
So it's pros and cons, but the haters, I just don't really understand.
Well, this is the haters. It says some football fans have accused the NFL of rigging the games to make sure that the Chiefs advance for the romance to keep going.
Yes.
Goodell laughed those rumors away. I don't think I'm that good of a scripter or anybody on our staff, he said. But let's just say for the sake of argument that it is true. So what? They've been doing that. They've been doing that for all the other things we've been saying. So how is that any different than NFL, the NBA, and all of them?
A person that loves sports, they don't want to hear anything about something being rigged. Remember back in the days when they would say the fights? Call
everybody,
the fights, but you would be mad because you really? Yeah. Now you're taking away the whole art of competing and playing your best and breaking records. You getting paid to do this, to win that. So I see that side of it, but I don't think anything has been even thrown as far as the NFL doing anything on purpose.
Well, to me, it doesn't. I mean, if it is, it's not the first time.
Are paid and they don't see when a flag goes
But
up.
Don't act like this the first time we've ever talked about any game being rigged. So
they
act like she bringing that to this.
They did say with Kansas and their last game with Kansas and was it Baltimore? I forgot who they played. The referees didn't see certain things and they shouldn't. So you start to go, referee, we all see that play. Right. And you didn't.
Right.
So people get mad when that happens a lot.
Well, they've been saying it. So I don't know. Again, like we said, this Saturday, I'm doing Chiefs. Sunday, and you doing 49ers. It was this lady that used to work with me. She loved the 49ers. So she must be having a heart attack with them. Every time they go to the Super Bowl.
San Francisco 49ers, they had Fitzgerald on there, did they? Fitzgerald, 7-6.
You liked him or something?
Wasn't he on the Fitzgerald 49ers? I remember watching Larry Fitzgerald moment. Yeah. I remember what playoff was that, or when they won the highest, I think it was a Super Bowl. He was a player that stuck out to me.
Oh, yeah.
With the braids. Yeah. He broke some records and stuff. Right. So he was on the 49ers, and I just forgot about that. Yeah. But some people are liking the 49ers more so than Kansas.
All right, well, we'll see. I'll be rooting for Kansas, not just for Taylor Swift. I like Mahomes.
I'm rooting for Usher.
Well, we'll see. Halftime. Usher has to bring out Little John. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If Usher don't bring out Little John, we're gonna talk about him.
On that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about him. If he don't bring out Little John.
Okay.
And he also needs to do some kind of tribute to Michael Jackson. I don't know how he's gonna do it, whether wearing a glove or some people think he's gonna bring Janet Jackson out. But if he does, that's a big surprise.
Well, she sing something with
She's been not boycotted, the word Black where they ban her from the Super Bowl. She's been banned all these years.
But I thought now Jay-Z is over the music.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm saying that ban could be off.
Okay.
And a lot of people, going back to what we talked about yesterday with Jay-Z, some people said that's their last time. So he wanted to go out in a bang. They said you're not going to see them at the Grammys anymore. Jay-Z has something up his sleeve. I hope he has up his sleeve to create a show where, like I said, where you wanted to still have some clout, but they really give out these awards to people that, you know, that deserve them, and it's not all clout. But it'll still be clout. Wow, all of it's going to be clout. So.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. The Taylor Swift effect. They like it. The NFL likes it. I like Taylor Swift, so I don't know why does she get so much? They showed her not backstage, but on the floor at the Grammys. She went up to the table where Ice Spice was, because her and Ice Spice did a song together. And she said, "Hey, hi, Ice Spice." But she spoke to everybody at the table. She didn't just come up and start talking to Ice Spice. And she said who she was. And people hated on that. She said, "Hi, my name is Taylor Swift." And they was like, they know who you are.
So you're going to get, you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you do.
But why would you assume that everybody at the table knows who you are? And so she said, "Hi, hello, my name is Taylor Swift." What's wrong with that?
I don't know, because the negative criticism, people that criticize would use that as, girl, you trying to throw you know darn well who you are. You don't have to introduce yourself. And on the other side, that was nice of her.
That was nice.
Just not to assume that we knew her.
Yeah.
But
or even if you do know me, I'm introduced. I'm shaking my hand.
I'm telling you, she's gonna get it both ways.
And they showed her backstage with Celine Dion. She was hugged. She was so. I told you, I felt like she forget. She was. Taylor's kind of nut moment, and Taylor's kind of nutheaded.
She was in a moment, and people dogged her. TMZ even dogged her out. And some of the TMZ people was like, but she was in a moment.
When she went backstage, she felt like a heel. And when she hugged, she said, "Oh my gosh.
This is cancel culture."
And she hugged Celine Dion. She was like, "Oh my God." That's what I told you. I think the Grammys was going for that moment. And she ruined it for them. Yeah. They wanted her to do that.
What better person can ruin it for a moment was Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Well, that's the Oscars.
I'm just saying a moment on a main stage.
Oh, yeah.
Or they even said Kanye, Jay-Z was a Kanye moment.
Yeah, it was. I told you it was. He just wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
Like Kanye was drunk. You know, a
lot of people was comparing Jay-Z to Kanye.
But that was a Kanye
She should have, would have, could have.
Yeah.
Why she didn't win if win
it
it.
was.
She should have won if you were wrongest. You in the wrongest category.
If that's the truth, that I'm hearing that Jay-Z and Beyonce won't be going to the Grammys anymore, then it makes sense why he did
really
that.
going to boycott it. Because he was being funny
He
about
was being funny.
Y'all boycotted it, but y'all watched it later.
But I'm saying, if that's the way to go out, like, thank you for it. And then he was drinking drinks out of the award there. He was disrespecting the award. So if he's doing that, and then they left after, and so it makes sense. It makes sense then. If he's saying this is our last time, now he might pull up where black people don't show up. I don't know, because
that be something?
Because Little Uzi left out with them, and everybody's like, "Why is Uzi leaving?"
None of the black artists, but boycotting did some stuff back in the day, didn't it?
And Jay-Z and Beyonce have the power to where nobody black will show up next year. So we'll see.
But yeah, you're right about Taylor. I hate that people are hating on her. So what? You may not be able to name a song. So what?
I can name songs,
but
Taylor
it don't
Swift.
matter. This girl ain't did nothing to nobody.
Right.
So come on. She got a boyfriend. She happy about it. Maybe she's learning football. Maybe she already know football.
Her ex-boyfriend was at the table next to her table in the Grammys.
Did she make a song about him?
Yeah, she made a song about everybody. Her new album is about him.
They might be about Kelsey if they don't last.
And his girlfriend is black.
Oh yeah,
she was sitting at the table with him.
Both of her boyfriends have
they date black women.
They date black women as well.
So
because Kelsey dated black women.
Yeah.
Too.
So,
but yeah, Lee, quit hating on her.
Yeah, Lee Taylor.
They made millions of dollars because of her.
Thank you.
So go ahead.
And Trevor made that joke about the economy just went up for everybody over at that table.
Yes.
Everywhere she goes, the economy goes up. So
I love it.
Leave her alone.
Yeah, leave Taylor alone.
All right. So everybody's saying hi. Let's see. Emerald says, "Hey ladies, happy to see ya." Justice says, "Hey ladies, hey Emerald." Everybody's saying hi to each other. Wendy says, "Hey Lenore, hey Kim, hey Wendy, hey Emerald, hey Justice." Everybody's saying hi to each other.
Hey Ma.
Wendy says,
she
"Hey
said,
Mom."
Hey, tell her hello.
Justice says, "Hey Wendy, we missed you yesterday. Hope you're doing well." Justice says Beyonce didn't look happy during JD's speech at the Grammys.
She didn't.
But Jay-Z said we have to show up. Emerald says Eminem wrote off Grammys a long time ago. Eminem. And Wendy says, "I'm well, thank you." Okay. All right, y'all. So that's Taylor Swift. We're not Swifties over here, but we don't beat up on Taylor Swift. Mm-mm. We like Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. If you got a little girl or a little boy at home, you don't want them listening to my booty and my butt crack, let them listen to Taylor Swift, for God's sake. Everybody else is twerking and their pants down, and they got on thongs. They was showing the rapper Cardi, not Cardi B, Cardi, the rapper. This dude had on a thong coming out the gas station with his pants hanging down. You know how they already wear their pants hanging down? Well, he had on a thong, for God's sake. Yuck. They like, y'all just doing anything now.
That's messy. That don't even...
Nasty.
What kind of style is that? A thong with your pants hanging down.
We don't even want to hardly see women with that. And you a man, a grown-ass man. Coming out the gas station with first of all, your pants is hanging down.
And then we already got to go with that.
To see your regular underwear. Right. Now you wearing a thong?
Oh, no. Okay, I'm done.
And he's a very famous rapper.
Really?
Huge.
It's like LeBron wearing that pink dress or skirt.
LeBron wore a skirt.
Come on, y'all. Let's just stop this madness.
I'll go as far to wear the skirt. Go ahead and wear the skirt.
LeBron look like a knucklehead.
I know that. But at least I'm not looking at your butt.
Yeah, that's true too.
Wear the skirt.
I gotta look at your ashy legs though.
Wear the skirt. I don't care.
You don't show that much leg on the basketball court.
Did he have his legs or was his pants? Did he have pants underneath?
He had no pants.
Oh, because most deaf they've been showing him with this skirt on with pants underneath it.
Yeah, what's his name? Baptiste had a skirt with pants underneath.
I don't care anymore. The skirt, I don't care. But when y'all start wearing thongs
on your under your sagging pants, that now you done reached it. Because girls do that.
The skirt, I don't care. Because
do that though.
Technically, if you think about it, men wore skirts back in the Roman days.
I tell you, when I saw Yul Brynner in Ten Commandments, that he looked good in that outfit, and he was showing them legs.
They wear skirts. And then the Irish men wear the kilts.
Yes.
And then also Jesus had on a robe, for God's sake. He didn't have pants on.
No baggy pants.
So I get it.
Or tight pants.
I'll let y'all go. Because remember, fashion just reinvents itself.
Yeah, it does.
So if they're trying to go back to the days of the Roman men where they wore
the Roman men didn't wear no thongs.
But a thong, for God's sake.
Come on, man. Come on. Please don't do that one.
All right.
All
so
right.
If they want to listen to Taylor Swift, leave her alone. She's all we got left. She's the last of the frontier. Where they can just have fun at a concert. A parent can bring their kid and they can sing and have fun.
Yeah.
At a Taylor Swift concert, for God's sake.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Okay. Because, recently, the last 10 years, I'm not good with time frame. There was a time, remember you guys, old school? Men didn't wear pink.
No,
you wouldn't catch a man in fuchsia and pink.
The rapper Cameron wore it and everybody would tease him.
Yeah.
But
now men are wearing pink.
Which I don't care.
Remember back in the day when they started wearing an earring? I'm old.
I don't care.
Old school. Now we like 2 earrings.
I don't even care about makeup, like Prince and all of that.
Yeah,
I don't care.
The eyeliner and stuff.
The line is crossed when you wear a thong
with your saggy pants or baggy pants.
That's where the line crosses with me.
Because a thong is basically worn to show
your butt,
your bottom. Yeah.
So why are you trying to show your butt? You a man.
Oh. Well,
unless you gay,
maybe,
and he's not supposed to be gay. So quit trying to make that a fashion thing.
Okay. He's trying.
If you gay, okay, wear a thong. I don't care.
We know your reasons for it.
Yeah, you trying to get men to look at your butt.
Look at me. Okay.
I don't even like women to wear thongs with their pants sagging.
Yeah,
so why would I want to see a man?
You're consistent.
He's so stupid. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. They go so far. Just wear the dress and leave it alone.
They're trying to push the envelope. They're trying to,
Well, he pushed it already.
Okay.
They don't have no lines anymore.
Mm-mm.
Why don't you just walk outside butt naked then?
Well, that's what a lot of them would want to do. In our country, it's a little hard to do that, but some countries you can do the topless.
I know.
Okay.
Well, Emerald says Taylor Swift, she increases the economy wherever she goes, so she is definitely invited to the picnic. If Taylor Swift wants to come to the picnic, she can come.
We ain't stopping
Any
her.
barbecue or anything we have, Taylor Swift is invited.
And she would be very happy to come.
Yes, she would.
She embraces everyone. She
she'll walk
stood up
in,
for everybody on concert.
And she'll walk in and say, "Hey, everybody, my name is Taylor Swift. I like her."
Okay.
And you won't feel like, oh my God, Taylor Swift's here. There's a couple of us that we would look up if they walked in.
Oh, and wouldn't want some of us
Sukiana, Red, what's her name? All of them. If they walked in, we'd be like, okay, all right, everybody, hide the kids. But if Taylor Swift come in, go play volleyball with Taylor Swift. She's a nice young lady.
Here. Oh,
yeah.
Let's go play volleyball.
All right, leave Taylor alone.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Emerald says, I just want all our men to dress and be masculine again. Wendy says, so uncomfortable. Pull your pants up, brothers. Justice says, no man wears a skirt as good as A$AP Rocky. Oh, yeah, A$AP Rocky does wear them. I said I'm done. I don't want to fight over the dress. I'm giving up on the dress. Because technically, like I said, men wore the kilts, and they still do, and then the Romans and Jesus with the robe, and fashion just reinvents itself. So if they're trying to go back to the days where men wore sandals and Roman skirts, I don't care. But Jesus didn't wear a thong. You know what I'm saying?
With his pants sagging.
His butt wasn't hanging out.
Well, you know what? Crisscross did try to do the backwards thing, but that wasn't.
But their butt wasn't hanging out.
No, I'm just saying they did try that.
Yeah.
So that was some years ago. But the backwards pants was like,
yeah.
Okay, Ma. If you got to really go to that washroom real quick.
Emerald says the booty bandit would say that was an advertisement. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and wear that thong when you go to prison. See how far you walk through the yard.
Yeah. It'd be hard to walk.
Hey, I'm just trying to do a fashion statement. I'm just trying to do okay. Yeah. And all them dudes would be sitting there going, hey, we love your fashion statement.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on, walk again.
Don't drop the soap.
Walk by us again.
Keep going. Even the guards would say he deserved whatever.
I think, too, the freedom that people have because they're not in a prison or locked up or whatever. They feel you take advantage of that, but you got to be very careful with that. Young Thug wore a dress. I bet you ain't wearing one now that he in prison. I bet you he don't want to look. I bet you dudes is coming up to him. Where's your dress at? Yeah, man. Go on. You was wearing a dress out there, man. Man, that was just a fashion statement. We want to see a fashion statement now. Yeah. He'll go cut up the pants. Cut up the pants and turn it into a skirt. Go. So be quiet. Okay. Justice Frost says, yes, Emerald, masculine men. Wendy said, in prison, it means I'm available. Dummies. They ain't gonna put no thong on there. So leave her alone. Taylor Swift wants to be Taylor Swift. Leave her alone. I'm watching Sunday to watch the Kansas Chiefs win, and I want to see the camera go on Taylor Swift. How about that? For those people who hate. Well, she's supposed to come from out of town, right? Yeah. She has a concert. Well, Japan says she'll be there. Remember we talked about it. They sure did. All right. Well, Mama was ridiculous today. My mother. There was a court ruling with Trump. My mother, I came out in the morning to get something to drink. She opened her door and cracked it just to tell me this story. I'm not even all the way up yet, and I'm watching TV. And did you see what happened with Trump? Good news. Good news. Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna talk about that today on the show? Are you gonna talk about that? I said, talk about what? I ain't even turned the TV on yet. Yeah, he lost. Trump lost. Yeah, he lost his appeal. You gonna talk about that on the show? No, he's had so many appeals or trying to appeal. Which appeal? This is the one where he wanted to get immunity. Oh, remember we talked about that off from all of this that's coming his way. He wrote a whole big old thing on his True thing that presidents should have complete immunity. Okay. And of course, his numbskull mega people agreed with him. They always agree with him. If he came out and typed something on Truth that said, I think all men, if I become president, should have my hairstyle. And they'll make it law.
And I think it should be law that every man should have my comb over. They'll agree with it.
They'll agree.
They'll find some kind of way.
As stupid as it is, they'll still agree.
You know what, MAGA people? You can still like Trump and want him to be president, but you don't have to agree with everything he says.
It's almost like they are afraid to disagree.
When he says things that are numbskullish, you don't have to agree with it, because now you're a numbskull.
But think about this. If they have a platform where they are asked these questions, they are pretty much going to tag along with the stupidity.
Well,
because they'll keep the MAGA people from threatening them, burning their house down, hurting their family.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it says a federal appeals court said today, that Donald Trump is not immune from prosecution for alleged crimes he committed during his presidency, flatly rejecting Trump's arguments that he shouldn't have to go on trial on federal election subversion charges. Dumbest thing, we talked about it when he said, I read his whole statement and I talked about how everything he was saying, every line that he was saying, because they always say we watch fake news. So I had to go to his own words on Truth.
These are his words.
And read off what he actually said.
They'll probably say that's fake. He didn't really write that.
On his own platform. I had to read off each line. If you remember, go back to an old video of ours and talk about how each line was a numbskull line. How he was a moron for every line that he was saying. Right. Well, obviously, the Court of Appeals agrees with me.
Right.
So I guess I'm not such a moron, am I?
And thank you that they did, because I'm thinking, how stupid would that look if our highest Supreme Court allows a man to have immunity after all that he has done?
We cannot accept that the office of presidency places its former occupants above the law for all time thereafter. That's what they wrote.
You made a good point, though, when we were talking about this. You're saying, why would they do that? Because they still want to be in power themselves.
That means he's above the court.
Thank you.
That he wants to be a dictator.
And Supreme Court, our level right now, are going, we still in control too.
Are we living in a bizarro world? When a person tells you, I want to be able to break the law as president, and you can't do anything, are we in a bizarro world where people don't actually go, I can't agree with you on that one, sir. I agree with what you're doing with the economy and the border, and I agree with your points on the military or whatever. Right. But when you start talking about you above the law, I can't agree with sir. Am I in a bizarro world?
You're telling me, too, when we look at other countries that have that type of leadership, that they didn't have a structure like our country, right?
Yes,
because
we have a system of checks and balances.
Because even when America
was found,
the history of America leaving the British,
that's why we left
with the king and the queen and telling us what to do, and we left and wanted a more open democracy, freedom to everybody, and then checks and balances. So I kept asking, other countries that have this dictatorship leadership, they must not have had historically a setup like our country.
Well, they've been thousands of years before us.
So America's
pretty young.
Because Russia,
right,
the type of...
They've been under dictatorships.
So they're used to that. And he's trying to make our country like that.
We leave England and travel, well, not we, I guess, the white people
historically, the people who came over.
Why would they leave England
for the purpose of
all the way here,
that whole Tea Party thing,
so that they can be under rule again?
Be under rule again.
That makes no sense.
Thank you. He's trying to. You are right when you say. I don't even think you're right, because you're saying back how America used to be great again. No, you're before America. You're going to another country and trying to pick up the way they run their countries, right?
Yes.
Because America was never like that.
He's a moron. Former President Trump lacked any lawful discretionary authority to defy federal criminal law, and he is answerable in court for his conduct, the judges said.
So we'll see where it goes.
Trump has pledged to appeal everything he says he's going to appeal until Monday to ask the Supreme Court to temporarily block the ruling, delay his case again from heading to trial. It's not certain how long the Supreme Court could take to consider such a request or an appeal. That's where they can help him out, because he probably put most of them in their position. Mm-hmm. They can prolong it until he becomes president or whatever.
Okay.
It says, which would come as special counsel Jack Smith seeks to bring Trump to trial. An early March trial date has already been postponed. Oh.
I'm thinking his tactic is trying to prolong stuff so he can try to get his foot in there to become president.
The court says presidents do not have an unbounded authority to commit crime. Again, are we living in a bizarro world?
And the sad thing about it is, if like that's that case, like you're saying, worst case scenario, if he does become the Republican person and become the president,
yes,
they're going to be fighting him for his 4 years in term on things like this.
It says former President Trump's alleged efforts to remain in power despite losing the 2020 election, if proven, an unprecedented assault on the structure of our government. If you lose an election, what you're supposed to do, comb over, is you pack up the little china that your fake wife brought and to the whatever, any pictures that belong to you, any clothes, not boxes that come from the government that you took, but other things, and you leave. You have a nice packing truck outside. They pack all your little belongings and you leave for the next guy to come in. Now, if you have an issue, if you think that there's a problem, if you think that, then you go to court. That's what you do, right? You go to court and you say, this election was fake, just like they did with the hanging chads, with Gore. Remember Gore said, oh, the hanging chads, the Florida, I was supposed to win and all this. Remember that with Bush? He lost, but it was that they did all that. You go to court, which is what Comover did. Okay. And he lost.
Okay.
He went to court. The court looked at the information and he lost. That's it. You don't try to overthrow the government. You don't try to send people to kick in the doors of the Capitol to stop the transfer of power. You don't threaten your vice president. You don't do these things. You are a numbskull. And anybody who supports that are numbskulls.
If they're supporting that behavior.
I'd rather have you say,
if they are supporting the fact that if he's in office, the policies and procedures of what's going on in these major areas in our country, I really fully think he can make a change. He can make a difference, even with the war in Ukraine, that kind of stuff. But if you are sitting there saying amen
to all this other stuff,
to the BS that he's doing on the side,
you are a numbskull.
Then you are just as crazy as he is. Now, I give you, those who are supporting him, policies.
Stay on that.
Stay on the
At
topics.
least I'll have a conversation with you.
But anything else that he's being accused for, allegations of touching women and doing things, and you're like, amen.
If you guys, let me give some advice to mega people. So people won't think you as crazy as we do in this country and that you're in a cult.
Yeah.
If you would address the things that are obvious about him and then say, but I like this, and this,
a big but,
then people would listen to you. But when you take and encompass everything, you are a numbskull. It's like you can say, I like R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. I think he's an excellent writer.
Right.
I think that he's talented.
Right.
That's a talented young man.
Yes, he is.
It's a shame that he went to jail. It's a shame what he did to those girls.
Yes.
Then we would have a conversation. But you R. Kelly fans that get in the Facebook and say, he didn't do anything. R. Kelly, when I lived in Hyde Park and I watched him, I would come home from work, I would see R. Kelly in the parking lot at Kentwood High School.
At the high schools, yeah.
And I'm ashamed of myself because one incident I actually dropped somebody off at his place.
Right. Yeah.
And she was 16.
Yes. We didn't question it.
I didn't question it because she was a musician.
Yeah.
And she said, "Can you drop me off at Kelly's studio, which is his house?" And my mom, I said, "Does your mom know? Because I don't want to be, because she was riding with me." And she said, "No, I told my mom. I called my mom and told her." And I said, "Okay." And I dropped her off. And I thought, I did feel a little weird though.
Did you?
Because I felt like,
I think had you known, you wouldn't have dropped her off.
And then I sat there. I was like, I kind of felt weird, but I said, okay.
She let it go.
Because I'm thinking, would it be so blatant and so obvious?
He's a producer.
And he was.
He was a music person.
And years later, I find out she sues him for sexual harassment.
Yes. Thank you. So anybody that's in agreement with that lifestyle and the choices that he made with his personal life and private life, okay, taken away from his musician skills and his production skills. If you're blending it all together and said he's not a bad person
then you're
overall,
a numbskull. You're a numbskull.
That's what we're saying. You need to separate.
You're a numbskull,
and we get it if you separate it as mega lovers and loving Trump. But no,
say you like his policies. Say you
don't
you think that, but don't condone behavior.
Please,
you're a moron if you do.
Yes.
So obviously the
he
court
should be able to do whatever he wants to do and not be arrested.
You support that. A president not answering to the law. You're a numbskull. And those are the type of people that I wish would go visit him at the White House and he'd take their head and slam it into the wall. And then they try to call the police and they say, "Oh no, you supported him being able to do whatever he wants to do."
That's what he wanted to do.
He wanted to slam your big giant bucket head up against the wall.
And he has the right.
And he has the right.
Now, because it's coming against you personally.
Now you don't want him to be above the law.
Thank
So
you.
shut up.
Okay.
All right, whatever. Let me see. Justice says, did y'all see 50 Cent criticize the New York mayor for giving the migrants EBT cards? Said he might vote for Trump. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he did
Yesterday,
say that.
we talked about them giving them debit cards, which is the dumbest thing. Whose bright idea was that? And I believe it was you, Justice, that said, either you or Emerald, what about if somebody start taking the cards from them?
But you guys heard on the news, was it today, Ma?
They was beating up some people.
They were beating people up and stealing from them. They're caught.
The migrants
was beating up some of the citizens in New York, stealing from them.
Jeez.
So that's why I was saying, I don't even know what you did it good when you said if the person is arrested for any kind of criminal behavior,
you don't get out.
Put them on a bus, put them on a plane, send them back away. Don't even do court with them.
And
if you've caught them in the act, they've been hitting people on the head, violating people, stealing from stores, stealing from people. Right then and there, you got him on camera. Pull him and all of his buddies.
Yes.
Put him on a train, put him on a plane, whatever. Get him out of here. But I was telling you, I said, well, what other Band-Aid solution? Because it has to be a Band-Aid.
Close the border.
That's what that goes back to what everything is happening on the news today.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. I have enough news on it.
We got Republicans blocking that. And we got people.
Same ones who sat in the room and put it together.
Some Republicans are saying, come on, you guys, this is good. This is good. It's a start. We can revisit it later, but it's a good thing. You got people at the border. It's good. Nobody wants to budge and move on it because they're listening to Trump.
They listen to
Trump. Make Biden look even worse with the whole migration thing.
I feel like it this way. Even if I don't like the bill, because I don't like the bill, I think the border should be closed. That's my opinion. Even if you don't close the border, whatever, you're not doing anything now. So you know what? Even though you don't like him, I think Governor Abbott should keep doing whatever he's doing because the government don't know what it's doing. So I agree with Nikki Haley. He has the right to protect his state. And because the government isn't doing what they're supposed to do, he's going to do what he needs to do for his state.
Well, the government is playing games. They're playing games in the House as far as passing this bill because the Democrats, from what we're hearing, because this is all allegedly, from what we're hearing in the news updates, they're saying, okay, we'll take that off and listen to you guys. Okay, okay, we'll deal with that later. What else do you guys want?
Exactly.
We're trying to meet you halfway. When it gets down to every checklist on there that a Republican wants, and they're still saying, nah, don't pass it.
Right.
Yeah, put a block to it. you know who is leading that person to say that.
But on the other,
Trump.
I agree. And on the other side, I'm not letting the Democrats get away with that.
Either way,
when somebody's been trying to pass a bill for 3 years and then you wait a few months before the election, and now you want to push something through so fast.
I know.
You're not off the hook either.
Nobody's off the hook. But if you got something on the table and it's meeting the eyes of, if I'm letting go of some of my stuff to negotiate with you guys so we can get this bill passed because something needs to be done at the border right away. And you're still finding little loose, well, no, instead of 10 days, let it be 20.
Can I ask you a question?
That kind of pettiness.
Why can't they take out the bill and just pass something on the border? You know why? Because everybody wants something out of this.
What do you mean pass something?
Why can't they just take that one line item out and vote on that? Why you got to put money in Ukraine and all this other stuff? Just take that one line item out and say, let's vote on the border. Nothing else attached to it. Let's do something right now. It's an emergency. Let's take care of this. They can if they want to. You know why they don't want to? Because everybody wants to put something in so that they get something out of this when it gets passed. These people do not care about the American people. I don't care what you say. They do not care. They care about special interest groups. They care about money because you know when they send more money to Ukraine, who gets money for that? The companies that make the war material that goes over there. The companies that are funding all of these things, they make money. They get the money, not the people of Ukraine. The companies get the money, and in return, they help them get reelected. Oh, I'm going to put $1 million into your next campaign thing.
I know. I'm just saying.
So get out of here.
I'm just saying.
Pull it out and just vote on the border.
But I'm saying that even the things that you're saying that is listed in there, whether it is Ukraine, whether it's related to the border only or whatever, the point that a lot of the Republicans have come forth and said, we looked at the bill. We looked at everything that's involved, and it's great for us to move forward with this.
I agree, Justice. Give Abbott more federal money to protect the border until a solution can get passed.
He is getting money.
No, more. Now, he's getting money on the migrants, not to protect the border.
But he is getting money. He's getting more money than we are getting in our sanctuary cities.
Well, nobody.
So no.
No, I disagree.
No,
I disagree.
No.
I disagree.
No, because
I don't listen to
well, I'm just saying, until we have proof. Some of our representatives from the city of Chicago, they traveled down there specifically to Texas.
Yeah,
and they're witnessing. I kid you not. They came back with recordings and stuff. He said, "You guys are getting money.
They should."
No, I'm just saying, it's not that they should or shouldn't.
Oh.
They are getting money already, Justice. And I get Abbott. I don't know if he just doesn't want to spend any additional dollars. I don't know.
Well, this is what we disagree.
But the debate is, you're getting money.
Okay.
Well, you buying barbed wire
right.
and
this is where
alligators in there. You're using it.
This is where we disagree.
What?
Even though they went down there from Chicago and they feel like we should get some money. No,
he didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
He was saying, I'm looking at the government is giving him money because he has the biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
So they get it. The sanctuary cities, we can be here all night with that because I agree with Nikki Haley. I don't like sanctuary cities anymore. It's caused a headache to us.
Or if you want to be one,
don't be no sanctuary city no more.
Yeah.
Shut them down. I get it. And some people are like, no, where they gonna go?
You know what? All of those people who say that, I think they should sign something that says they should take on a person in their home. I feel like if you are so passionate, your church and you. We talked about this. T.D. Jakes having them in his basement at the church. We talked about them. Joel Osteen, all of them.
But they're in Texas.
They have the biggest, largest numbers.
Abbott don't even want them in their churches.
I feel like this way: if you want them, you get them. If you're in a sanctuary city and you're a Democrat and you crying, even the ones they said that beat up the police officers, they should have due process. I agree. When they come out on bail, they should stay in your house. Until they have their due date in court.
Oh, no.
Stay in your house.
Okay.
Whoever wants them to stay in your house.
But here's my thing, too. I thought our laws, if these people are coming over illegally in a lot of people's heads.
Ain't in a lot of people's heads, they are.
No, I'm saying some people's opinion is not that, still they're coming over because they fit the criteria for what's going on in their country. Anna has really spoken because she's historically that she fits that. If your country,
you talking about asylum seekers,
yes, that word. If they fit it to the T, okay, yeah. But
Nikki Haley said vet them. Why they in Mexico?
I know, I get it. That too. I agree with her on that. If they're coming over, I lost my train of thought. With the if they're
asylum seekers.
No, I got to go back because when you said that, you threw me off. Gosh darn it.
Well, I feel like if they coming over, I know I do that. If they come over as asylum seekers, that's fine. But anytime, if you're not an asylum seeker, you're illegal. That's it.
No, that's it. That's what it was. Because they're illegally coming over.
Mm-hmm.
If they do a crime,
you're out of here.
Why do we got to take them to court? Why do they got to go through our court system?
That's what I'm saying.
They're not legally supposed to be here.
That's what I'm saying.
So if we go to another country illegally and we mess up and we steal some or we do some in Russia, they lock us up or send us back home. Why do we got to go through the whole court process?
I tell you one thing.
That costs money with courts.
While you being going through the court system, you're going to be locked up.
Well, yeah.
You ain't going to be walking on the street.
I don't think they should be even going through the court system. If they're caught doing something, they need to go back home right away.
And I don't care.
That's quickly deportation.
I don't care if you are not illegal. Even if you're an asylum seeker. If you do something that breaks the crime, you're out of here.
Yeah, well, so that's another thing, too, that I definitely feel like why we waste our court systems to deal with
Well, that's what Justice was saying, what 50 Cent said about them giving the cards to, again, if you want to vote for Trump because of reasons like that, I can't fault you.
Well,
but I don't see 50 Cent on there saying that Trump is a good guy. Like he didn't do anything.
I'm going to vote for Trump.
He knows he's a criminal. That's why he wants him. That's why Louis Farrakhan is voting. He said he supports Trump.
50 Cent and Farrakhan, y'all got more than one person running.
No, they don't.
Is it a problem with the women?
Yeah, probably.
See, you're telling on yourself.
Yeah.
If you are picking Trump over Nikki Haley, that tells me something about you. I'm sorry.
No, they want a pit bull.
No, that tells me something about you. If you don't want a woman.
Yeah.
And I know Farrakhan probably feels that way. I don't know about 50 Cent.
You know 50 Cent probably thinks
Come on, y'all.
But here's the thing.
To deal with Trump before Nikki Haley?
Y'all, I keep telling y'all on here. I know Wendy don't want to hear it. I know some of y'all don't want to hear it. Just brace yourself. Over might be the next president of the United States.
Brace yourself.
Just brace yourself. If you want to take up drinking, start now. So it won't hit you all at once. Do a little bit by a little bit so you become an alcoholic. You don't be a drunk. Don't be a drunk. Be an alcoholic.
On the voting day, you'll just be like,
you be so numb that you won't even notice it.
Who you say, Juan? I'm happy for Trump. I'm happy. Happy. I give up.
You be so used to taking a swig of liquor every afternoon. Start now, so you'll be ready for it.
But no, on the opposite of that, as people of faith, we would be in our prayer closets.
Yes.
And we would have a whole prayer meeting, everybody coming together. Hallelujah. What happened? He won?
To me, and you know how I feel about Biden. Yeah. I feel like both of them.
Just going to
you need to pray for both of them. Because Biden don't know nothing. Today he was talking about the president of France from 1976. Thinking it's the guy today.
Is that a transition to the next story?
Yes.
Or you got more on this?
No, it's the transition to this next story. He's just as bad. Tripping over sandbags on the stage.
Go ahead, because I want to talk about this one.
Falling off of his bicycle.
Oh no, tripping over sandbags.
I tell a story today. He told some stupid story and was talking about Paris. And he was talking about the president from 1976.
Well, let's tell what Flintstone feels. Because Flintstone strongly feels that.
Both of them are just as bad.
I know, but...
Yeah, that looked like Fred Flintstone in this picture.
Yeah. They talked about Fred Flintstone, Christie, and a comment that he made about his feelings towards how the Democrats can be stronger and move forward.
He's trying to give advice to the Democrats.
And that's getting rid of Biden. Go ahead and play his tape.
We've been saying that they need to get rid of Biden.
I ain't saying nothing. I don't think
Chris Christie has told the Democrats that the best thing they can do to beat former President Comeover,
watch him say it,
is to replace Joe Biden.
Have him say it. We want to hear him say this.
He was on The View?
Yeah, they had a taping of it.
Jersey governor and former advisor to you-know-who, Chris Christie. Apparently he's going to be here on Thursday.
I think you have a record, Whoopi, that you never said his name in all these years.
I said it, I stumbled once.
One time.
Yeah.
Just one time.
I stumbled once.
I mean, it's a badge of honor.
For me it is. For me it is. You know. Yeah. You know, and I'm aware it's rude.
In 2024, what do you do?
Replace Joe Biden. I just think that Joe Biden is probably the only major Democrat who Donald Trump could beat. And I think that if President...
And Donald Trump may be the only Republican who Joe Biden can beat.
Exactly right. And, you know, I've known Joe Biden for 40 years. I like President Biden personally, always have. But, you know, past his sell-by date.
Pop classes, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely
You do
right.
you, I do me, that's lit.
We've been saying replace him. Is that he say more or what?
No, that was it.
Oh, you was looking like he said more. Yeah, we've been saying. It's not too late.
No, we haven't been saying that. I haven't been saying that.
I've been saying it.
No. Even in Biden's worst record in results, no, this is not the time to be throwing somebody else up there to run for, unless what, a Michelle Obama come? Really? Yeah. If it's a Michelle Obama,
she
stepped. I'm just saying, that's just in be dream la la land. If Michelle Obama came and said, you know, because that's a friend of hers, so it would be really shocking.
Okay, this is where you
or Galvin from California.
Right. This is where I disagree with you,
but not now.
And this is where I agree with Fred Flintstone. Wendy gave him that name, by the way. That's why we've been calling him Flintstone. He's absolutely correct. Even in this late hour, I believe any other Democrat that that's either a governor.
Trump. They won't be Trump.
No, they said they'll be Trump. You know why? All you got to do is get a governor or somebody who's done good in his state. That's all you got to do.
No, because they can't find anybody. Who? They was naming some guy from Joy named some man, and she couldn't think of his last name. And Sarah said exactly why I say no. You don't even know half the people that you'll be throwing out.
Here's the problem.
Other than Galvin.
Well, here's the problem. We're in February. Mm-hmm. And it looks like Biden is slowing down already.
But things have gone up since the last a month or so. Employment has gone up. Then they can't deny that. There's things that like I said, he needs to do a address. What do you call that when they address the country, the nation?
Yeah.
And do his little checklist of, look, everybody, recently I've done this. This is what we're doing at the border, but they keep fighting us. These are the things that we want done on the border, and they all in agreement, except for those 7 knuckleheads who are following Trump. Start putting people on the spot. But there's nobody I can think of that can replace him right now. You can't even think of anybody.
Justin says we need Michelle to run. Biden should bow out.
And we in dreamland, y'all. Michelle ain't running for nothing.
Wouldn't run.
You saw how gray her husband's head became.
I wouldn't run. And
she'll be probably cussing people out. From that side will come out of her.
I feel like it, to me, God is trying to show. I've been saying this. 2024, he's trying to show you need to put your trust in me.
But Kim, I know I get what you're saying, but if people are saying that, then you give me a suggestion on who then. If you feel Biden should sit down, who?
Let's Google.
I'm open to suggestions. Other than Galvin from California, who else do you got? Because they're running third party. Cornell's running third party. Kennedy is running third party. None of them have even came at the Democratic opportunity to run. See, we don't even have anybody. You just got to deal with the 2 that's out there. I'm sorry, y'all. And Nikki hanging on until they put Trump in jail.
Okay, look who they got. Let's see.
They giving you choices of who can run.
Okay, Dean Phillips.
No, I don't even know.
Largely unknown. He's in the race now. That has a history of defeating incumbents. He beat 6-term Republican in 2018 to become the first Democrat to represent Minnesota.
No. I'm happy to get an actor in there.
Oh,
they
Mary,
were saying The Rock, Dwayne.
At this point, The Rock would win.
They was being funny,
no,
but they said
win.
he's thinking about being in politics, or he already is.
He would win.
He would probably win. The Rock.
Ma. Oh, she is asleep.
Yes, she is knocked out.
She is knocked out.
Yes, she is. She got up early.
Marianne Williamson, that woman that's running. She's the female that's running now.
I don't know her. Who this woman?
Her name sounds familiar. Might be because she competed in a large field of candidates in 2020. I remember her. For years, Williamson was the first Democrat to challenge Biden when she announced her presidential campaign. She's running, and her name is on the ballot.
I still would pick
Cornel West.
He's independent,
but he could switch to Democrat.
He ain't gonna do that.
I don't think Robert F. Kennedy. I don't like him, but
he
he's
ain't
running.
switching either. He's independent.
Jill Stein.
No. Y'all can call out some names. Put some names in the chat.
They said
other
Michelle
than
Obama.
No, Michelle ain't gonna run. We know Michelle ain't
Gavin.
running. Galvin is the only name I can think of, and he's handsome. You know how we are with the Kennedy. Ooh, I'm gonna pick him because he look good,
and he'll say he has a better head of hair than Trump.
And that's why I thought why he did the debate with DeSantis, because possibly
he's far left, but anybody is better than Biden.
I see.
Let me see.
Don't know.
Justice says I like Flintstone better than Nikki.
Flintstone was messy when as governor still, because Whoopi had a big problem.
The only
with him.
reason why he's anti.
She lived in the New Jersey, and he didn't do his job with that turnpike
Right. The
issue.
only reason why he's anti-Trump is because he got kicked out of the thing.
COVID and almost died himself.
He got kicked out of Trump's ban.
Okay, but that's a good point, though. It's a good point.
Netflix We Are the World documentary.
Hopefully, you guys watched it. If you watched the We Are the World documentary on Netflix.
Justice says Stacey Abrams.
If she ran, Justice.
See, you said nobody.
She ain't talking about it. If she ran, I would vote for that.
All right, then quit saying nobody then. They can replace him with Stacey Abrams.
Justice. I forgot
so
about
quit
her.
saying nobody.
She trying to even become governor, though. People would probably use that
But quit
against her.
saying nobody. If we think long enough, then anybody could run. Quit saying nobody could run. Justice just threw out Stacey Abrams, and you threw that off the table about nobody.
No, I said Michelle Obama.
Well,
but
you didn't say no.
Stacey's got her foot in
right,
there.
so quit saying that then.
Okay.
So somebody can replace
but
him.
She's not. Nobody's gonna stand up.
Why
against her
not?
because it's for we've been normally our Democratic president in that office usually does try to run for 2 terms. They said only one president, and I don't know historically, they mentioned his name on The View, didn't run for second term. Most of the time they run for second term.
All right, okay.
So let's just let it flow and pray harder.
All right.
That'll be the time to be a fast and prayer person.
All right. Or if Biden got rid of what's her name? Kamala, and got Stacey Abrams as his vice president.
Oh, that would be. But
Monica Wright says 50 Cent need to shut up.
You know what?
He do need to shut up. As much trouble he done been in.
Yeah, he does.
All right, y'all. So We Are the World. You watched We Are the World.
I enjoyed this documentary. I had already started watching information about this whole journey with the We Are the World because I was curious. With all the artists that they had in there, I was curious as to how they invited them, who came up with the song, who came up with the lyrics, who was instrumental in the specific singers with specific verses.
Mm-hmm.
And this documentary gives you that background of this whole We Are the World journey. To me, you guys, that was in 85, right? 86.
Mm-hmm.
86.
85.
I think 86.
Go ahead.
The ideal of, because of all that's going on in Africa and feeding the world, and it was a very good what's the word when you're doing things for mankind, and whoever thought, let me call the biggest names to come together in
85.
one room. 85.
Yeah.
January?
March 1985.
Okay.
Because I graduated in 86, and I don't remember it being the year I graduated.
Oh, I thought it
but
was
go
85.
ahead.
Okay. Oh, you're right. January 85. I got the date written down in my notes. You're right. And to do it after an award show. Because you know you had a lot of them already there to win an award or to be nominated.
Yep.
And then let's all go to such and such studio and do this song. So it was really nice documentary. You learned some stuff and you were surprised at some things.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote things down that I was surprised about. I felt bad for Sheila E.
She said they used her.
They used her
to get Prince to come. She should have known that. She was a nobody back then.
It's like they promised her a part in the.
And she kept asking all night, "When am I gonna sing? When am I gonna sing?"
Don't nobody know your voice, Sheila E. If you was to sing next to Michael, we wouldn't know who you are. They wanted you because of Prince.
Yeah,
and then she called Prince. She called Prince. Is Prince coming? Is Prince coming? They had a part for Prince. Can I do a guitar?
He wanted to do a guitar solo,
and she was like, "Huh?"
No, Lionel Richie said no.
Well, she said, "You sure? They got a part for you." And she kind of felt like he wouldn't want to be in that whole crowd because he's kind of private.
Yes.
He likes being by himself. So that's why he said, "Can I do a guitar solo?" Of course, Quincy and I'm like, "We got this song ready to go." No.
I wanted them to show more because I didn't see it. I just going by what you said.
Yeah.
I wanted them to show more like salacious type of stuff that was going on.
Mean?
The arguments or people was going against each other or something like that. Like later on, people did interviews and that's when they talked about stuff.
They spoke on their own little.
Quincy Jones said Cyndi Lauper got on his nerves. He couldn't stand her.
Cyndi had a big mouth in that whole night.
And she said she was annoying.
She was. Even her jewelry was wearing. They had what's the sound we're hearing? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's my earrings.
And she said, y'all got to remember how young I was, too. I was young back then. So I was stupid. Yes. I was young and stupid.
So I did feel bad. And then Michael, of course, the genius that he is, he was the first one there doing the little parts because they had to do dummy copies for them to send them all out. Lionel was so nervous because you got big names. He called Dionne Warwick. Can you get on the plane the next day or whatever? And she's like, "No, I got a concert or whatever."
But she showed up.
So he was nervous about who was coming, who wasn't going to come. They had a lot of here and there, like Al Jarreau and his little energy.
Yeah. He was drunk. Didn't they say
he was really tipsy later?
Yeah.
But there were, I love the group coming together. And that was everybody and their mama, Bette Midler, the Pointer Sisters, the Jackson family. All of them was in there. Even Dan Aykroyd. And I said, why they got Dan Aykroyd? Because of the Blues Brothers, probably. And then they pulled them separately and did the vocals, the lead. So you probably heard some people go, "Why I'm not in that? Why am I don't have a part." Huey Lewis wasn't called to be in that part. They said, "Prince is not coming. Can you do his part?" He was like, "Huh?"
So that was Prince's part.
He was doing Prince's part. He was so honored. It was a lot of entertainers didn't know how big this was until they walked in the room and saw Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. They were like, "Dinah Ross, this is big." And they felt like, oh my God, honored. You know, that if they wasn't at that level, because you were giving them levels.
There's levels, even to being an A-lister.
Popularity and stuff. Diane and them at the top.
What were some of your notes?
Some of my notes was, of course, the Sheila E. thing. The man did come out who even brought up the ideal. He came out and he kind of gave some ugly stories of what's going on in Africa at that time, how they were starving and how they were dying. And
they showed him the video, didn't they?
Finding bodies on the street and stuff. He said, "I want you to feel this because you're getting ready to sing with your hearts. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Your voice, your involvement is feeding a world of people that are starving. They don't even have water."
Yeah.
So he said, I'm telling you the good, bad, and the ugly, so you can go, ooh, and take it serious. And they all did, even though they were hungry. They had to do that in one night, one day. And then they were saying how Stevie was messing up and being funny. Al Jarreau was drunk and tipsy, so they had to keep starting his part over. I like how the ears of the singers like Lionel Richie or Quincy would hear something and go, "Hey, switch your part." Even Mike, I think it was Stevie Wonder said, "Hey, instead of you, Paul Simon and Kenny Rogers, you sing the low and he sing the high." And he said, can I do, they were doing things even on the spot. I love the musical. I love the how they pulled out each person. Who struggled? It was the one guy that struggled.
You mean singing?
He struggled with trying to be a part of
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. And they showed
because he didn't want to. He was like, I couldn't do that style.
Yeah,
and like, they said you don't have to change your style, just be you. And they blended that in.
You and me.
Yeah.
He said, do it. You don't have to be on the beat. Just sing you.
Yeah.
And he wanted everybody to just be personal with their style.
And Bob Dylan, I think it was Bob Dylan that Al Jarreau said he was his idol. And he walked up to him. Al Jarreau, they said he was drunk, whatever. Yeah. He said, oh my God, you my idol. And he said Bob Dylan looked at him like, and walked away.
You know what? And the Jennings guy, what's the country singer?
Oh, Waylon Jennings. They wanted him to do that Swahili.
Stevie Wonder wanted to do a certain part of the song in Swahili. And he was repeating the words, and people were kind of like, I can't say that. What you saying?
And Waylon Jennings said, no, I told you, he said no country. He said no country boy or something is going to be caught singing Swahili.
And he left.
And
everybody kind of watched him walk out.
I never saw
that
him
was
again.
Wrong.
And somebody called later and said it's good they didn't do that because that would have been offensive.
Yes.
Because the people they were singing for wasn't even Swahili. They didn't speak Swahili.
And the guy who did the project and brought it together, he said, you guys got to remember who your audience is. You're not singing to the kids in Africa.
Was that Stevie or Michael that wanted that?
That was Stevie that wanted it. Michael wanted something else.
It was okay.
And Smokey Robinson was saying, I work with Michael. We're family from
People
Motown.
was afraid to say something.
Raise their hand. Michael, I don't think we should do
that.
And Smokey's like, we ain't doing that. Don't
Smokey
sound
was
right.
like, in Motown, if somebody had a stupid idea, we'll say it. I don't care if you're David Ruffin or whoever, Diana Ross. That's a stupid idea.
We ain't saying that, okay?
And everybody was whispering it, but nobody said it because they didn't want to hurt Michael's feelings. So Smokey said it. That's a stupid idea, Michael. We're not doing that.
They had
okay, Smokey, you don't like it? No, we don't like it. Get out of here.
So they had a lot of fun. Like I remember they saying they showed Ray Charles saying, I need to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
And Stevie said, I'll show you.
And he let him out. I told you. Everybody got a story that Stevie Wonder can sing. Shaq gave this story. Shaq said him and Stevie Wonder lived in the same condo unit. And he said that there's an elevator that goes down to the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And he said the door opened and he was in Shaq was in the elevator. Getting ready to get off. Yeah. And Stevie was getting on by himself. And he said, go ahead, Shaq.
Are we supposed to believe this?
Shaq told that story on the NFL table with Charles Barkley and them. He told it on the Tonight Show. He's told that story. He said, I'm not lying. How did he know that was me?
And how you know he didn't sense a 7-foot tall guy?
Shaq,
your other senses get stronger.
He said, "Go ahead, Shaq." And then Charles Barkley said, "Oh, you lying, man." He said, "I'm not lying. I'm telling y'all. I swear to God, he knew who I was."
Unless he was.
So how's he gonna lead?
They was laughing because he didn't go all the way, but he said, "I'll take you there." Right. They was laughing, being funny. But
he does stuff like that all the time, and people think he can sing.
I don't know what his eyes. I mean, is he like our dad? Before our dad passed away, our dad was visually impaired.
So we said
our dad can see images, but he couldn't see.
Right.
But he could see like certain things, that bright coloring thing. So I don't know if he was if he had that type of eye.
Then on the Grammys,
what?
Was it the Grammys? Yeah, no, it was that pre-show stuff. Mariah Carey. He was giving Mariah Carey the statue.
Okay.
And she came up there and he had the microphone. And she kept walking to another microphone and he was giving it like she was there. So they said, I guess he can't see. It was embarrassing.
That's just wrong. To say Stevie can see.
He was doing this. And you, Mariah Carey. He was going like this.
I ain't over there.
She over there. So everybody said, I guess he can't see.
He can't.
I don't know. I don't trust Stevie.
Just wrong. But one thing that just stood out in that whole thing when they had the group all together, Diana Ross went over. They all had their music books. Diana Ross with her music book went over to Daryl. Hall and Oates. Daryl. She said, "I love your music. I love listening to your music. Can you sign my book?" And people was watching. What? Diana Ross is asking Daryl Hall, and
they were shocked
to sign. And so everybody just started pulling their books out, and each person just started signing. They went to Sheila E. She said, "You want me to sign? I'm nobody."
And now she's somebody.
She signed. Now her signature is somebody.
Now, I did that whole rant about Miss Ross. And don't you say nothing about Miss Ross, who was one of the nicest people that night. Miss Ross.
When they left, they were done.
And she started crying.
She was crying. No, she was crying. And Quincy, I think, was it Quincy or Lionel, went over and said, Diana, what's going on? Why are you crying? Oh, I wish we could do this. We could stay forever. I wish we could do this again. I enjoyed this.
Leave Miss Ross alone.
She loved what they were doing. And I was telling my sister, I said, looking at all those names in there, people you like, people you admire, everybody was admiring each other's gift and their uniqueness, was a beautiful moment. And Diana embraced it to the point where she cried.
Well, they said, you got any more notes before we?
No, that was, I just
So they said We Are the World won Song of the Year at the Grammys, and it won Record of the Year. It won a lot of awards.
It did, yeah.
Remember we were asking, why did it take so long for them to do a documentary? Well, somebody answered it, the producers.
What happened?
A lot of the footage was damaged. A lot of it was damaged, and they didn't have the technology to kind of put it together.
Really?
And he said a lot of it was audio over. Like you was watching some footage, but you was listening to audio. So some audio they found and some footage they found, and they just kind of put it together.
Wow. How was it destroyed though?
It must have been the way they kept it or something.
But
they said
awesome.
It was
they had cameramen everywhere doing this documentary.
They said most of the percentage of the footage was destroyed. So that's why it took so long to do something.
Okay.
Let's see what anybody says. Let me see. Let me go back to what y'all was saying. Okay, Monica was saying 50 need to shut up. Nobody need Trump in that White House. They need to put Trump in jail. He has too much privileges. We agree. Justice says we would celebrate the day he goes to jail, Monica. Monica says we all need to get Michelle Obama. She would be the best ever. Justice says, remember Michael Jackson and Prince didn't get along. They didn't like each other.
And on that note, before you go to the next comment, that was the American Music Awards 85 where Prince won most of the awards.
Yeah.
Michael didn't win.
Yeah.
So Michael was like, I'm in another world now doing this.
Exactly. Which was a robbery. Never mind.
Well,
Monica says
that's his big.
His one big album. That's the other thing. Don't get me started, because I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
If you're a Prince fan, I'm sorry. Michael
Jackson versus Prince. Take out Michael's #1 album. Take out Prince's #1 album. Now match them up.
You can't.
Prince isn't even in the same category.
If you take Purple Rain out, you have nothing.
So, all right, I'm done. Monica says, I always get in arguments with people over Michael Jackson and Prince. Sick of that.
Go ahead.
Monica says, and he would have been weird anyway if he would have showed up that night.
Well, he probably wouldn't have been comfortable.
No, he would have been standing in some corner, all nervous or whatever. Like, no one needs that. Everybody was having a good time. Wow. He would have pulled Sheila E. over and comfort him. Get out of here. All right. And I like Prince, but no, we don't need no strange weirdness. Come out there and sing for the kids.
You had LaToya Jackson there.
And she's already a nut job.
Strange weirdness.
Monica says Taylor needs to find a damn seat. Monica, you talking about Taylor. Now, we like Taylor.
I know. She says she's too much, though.
She is.
I am proud of her, but she's too much.
You're right. You're right.
That's what I had.
She always acts surprised when she wins. Oh, my God!
But you know
knew you was going to win. Shut up.
But I was saying to my sister when we were on that segment, she's in everything now.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate she's in NFL because she's dating somebody.
Yeah.
She's already being dogged out with the politicians because they said she's getting everybody to vote for it. And then the top on top of that, she's getting the biggest award.
Yeah.
And she's the fourth person to do it. So she's breaking records and stuff. This is Taylor Swift's year, big time.
Justice says Prince plays multiple instruments and wrote songs. Yeah, so what?
But they're two different categories.
I do like Prince, but I love Michael Jackson.
I love both of them, but I do not compare Prince as a musician.
They too different. Michael Jackson is not a musician.
And like Kim said, Justice, take away his Purple Rain album. What you got, boo?
He's a musician.
What you got?
That's what he is. He's a brilliant musician.
Yeah.
No one is in his class there other than Stevie Wonder. I think him and Stevie Wonder is up at the same level.
I don't know how many instruments Stevie plays.
I'm talking about as far as being a classic musician, writer, producer, director.
He's good because of the groups that he's also.
Yes, he's not even in that same category. But as far as entertainer, nobody is better than Michael Jackson.
One of the things, though, with the We Are the World, when Lionel went over to Michael's house, he was very uncomfortable because Michael pulled out the snake.
He had animals
and the monkey, and Lionel's like, I can't work with like this, man.
Michael was weird.
You don't like snakes?
Yeah, what's wrong? And Lionel was like, no.
But he
who
said,
wants to work with a big giant snake sitting next to him?
When he was going over the song,
he was
Michael hums it.
It's in his head. He needed Lionel to
instrument here.
Yes, he needed Lionel to put it on the piano. Prince could have. If Prince and Michael Jackson would have come together. Oh, I found out this little tidbit.
What?
And then we'll move on.
Okay.
The day Michael Jackson passed away, Prince. They said that they came and they told he had a concert. Oh no, he was in rehearsal. And they said that, and this is a person who was one of Prince's best friends who was there. They came and told him, they said, guess we want to let you know something. He said, what? He said, Michael Jackson was just pronounced dead. He said Prince almost was in shock and he left and called rehearsal off. And he said he locked himself in his room. And he wouldn't open the door for nobody for hours.
I didn't know that.
They said that's why he took that hard when Michael Jackson died. So although we hear about them going like whatever, I think he respected who he was as an entertainer and what he has done. And that made him, they said he didn't talk to nobody for hours. He called rehearsal off. He closed the door. He locked it. And he didn't answer it for hours, they said.
Wow.
He took it hard, they said. He took it hard.
And I believe Michael gave Prince his props, too.
He gave Prince his props.
He's a good
Because
musician.
if y'all remember that old footage of James Brown calling Prince and Michael Jackson on stage.
Yeah.
And they danced with him.
Yeah.
I felt like Prince felt like Michael was a kindred spirit to him.
Yeah.
In that sense. Like we're both like these really big entertainers. And only we know the world how we feel. Mm-hmm. Almost like we can't go nowhere. We're in a box. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves us. And we so famous that we can't do normal average things. Mm-hmm. Maybe he felt that was going to be how he was going to die. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But he took it personal, they said.
Wow.
So I thought that was good. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so every day, let me see, did y'all say something? Oh, yeah, Justice said about the instruments and stuff.
Yep.
Every day we try to put in something funny or cute or something like that. So I saw this little video, all right?
Look. Kitty. He's on the side of the road. He's going to get killed for sure. Someone just, oh no, it's a whole, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I can't take you off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's more. We got a kitten problem. And I'm not able to, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who would do this? Ah, there's more. I thought I'd save him one. Hot diggity dog. Look.
It said he's one little one by himself. And they said he was the one that was, he was the trap. That made him pull over and go, oh, let me get this little kitten. And then all of them came out.
It's funny how one was walking on the road.
No, he came out to him.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, he was a trap.
And the rest of them.
He was a trap to get somebody to pull over. And then when he pulled over, they all came out. It said update on here on the side. He took them all home and named the first one Scout. They were it was 13 of them. He kept 3 and the other 10 were adopted.
Oh, That's so sweet.
Now, every day,
okay,
you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Not the kids, right?
A Florida school faces backlash after a black 2-year-old was seen being arrested and fingerprinted when she played the role of Rosa Parks. You see how you, even though their faces is blurred, she being arrested right here. And she and she being fingerprinted right here. Look at the little white boy who's the cop.
Oh,
fingerprint
no. You know what? What is in their heads to do this?
An NAACP alleged that a black child was fingerprinted and handcuffed by a peer, but the preschool said no restraints of any kind were used. A preschool in Florida is facing backlash from the NAACP.
This is Florida.
Florida. And parents of a 2-year-old. That's why DeSantis is trying to shut all this down. He don't want nothing taught in school with Black history.
Well, especially this.
He's going to use this as an example.
Yes.
Parents of a 2-year-old black girl who they allege was made to participate in a racially unethical Rosa Parks role play. The incident happened on December 1st when a class of 2- and 3-year-old children were learning about Rosa Parks, the civil rights activist, says a spokesperson. The minority-owned operated preschool is a minority-owned operated school in Florida. The girl who the NAACP alleged was the only black student in the class played Rosa Parks during a reenactment of the 1955 arrest for refusing to give up her seat. Photos of the reenactment show the little boy, there he is, coming and getting her, putting her hands behind her back, taking her to jail, and look at her handprint, giving her a handprint.
No.
The girl's parents pulled her out of the school within 30 minutes of seeing the images. They were horrified.
What can you teach a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old? What are they learning? They thinking they're playing a game.
Remember the other Florida school?
I bet you. Ooh, fingerprint.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Remember the other Florida school where the woman wanted to show slavery?
Yeah.
And she had the black kids dress up like slaves and picking cotton.
We can honestly say, I don't even have to be an educator. Those of you who are in that field, we can honestly say, they don't even know what they're being taught to be. You're Rosa Parks. Okay.
And the school person, Sandy Parita, whatever her name is, says that boy is not white and that no restraints were used. He must be Latino or something.
Why are you even justifying for this? The one thing that I was concerned when I got out of school, I was wondering, like, I wanted to go into becoming a teacher, and they said you have to take, be licensed and all of that, and you have to take classes because depending on what grade you want to teach. High school, yeah, coming out of college, in other classes, junior high and whatever. But this age, I had to go back and take early childhood classes and development classes. How is it that these teachers, this is okay for what they're doing? And they scold us because we don't have the background education wise to teach this young age. But me personally, I wouldn't have done this. They're too young to know what that's even about.
Even in high school, I wouldn't have done this.
That too. But a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, she don't know what am I being handcuffed for?
We don't have to reenact.
This is so stupid.
We don't have to reenact Rosa Parks getting arrested and fingerprinted for you to teach the story about Rosa Parks. Whatever happened to the days where they pull out that big giant TV set and they pop a tape video in and we all had to sit. Remember they turned the lights off and we all had to watch and look at something? They couldn't show a film on Rosa Parks.
They're doing reenactments now.
They couldn't show a cartoon on Rosa Parks.
I don't even know. And what a 2-year-old, unless that 2-year-old is a genius, they're not going to comprehend what is being taught with that whole lesson about her being in the back.
There's enough they could have showed. When we had our friend over here and she bought her little baby. He was like 4 months. She said, there's a cartoon that he watches, Motown. And I said, Motown? And we looked at it.
What's the name of it?
The one that was doing the songs, the Motown songs.
But what was the name of that cartoon?
Dang, I can't remember.
So we can tell people.
It's on Netflix. And it's by Motown.
Okay.
And Neo is the music director.
Yes.
And they was singing. They was teaching lessons with Motown songs.
Using Motown songs.
Oh, I bet you wonder how I knew about your face. Dun, 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 dun. It was something that was what was it? Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. I think they was talking about gossiping or something.
Yes.
How much longer?
And it would be Motown music that they
and
would
the
play.
kids was singing it.
And the little baby, our friend's baby,
he was looking. Cause it was color, and every time they would sing, and what was the Michael Jackson song? I can't remember.
It wasn't ABC.
No, it was another one.
Okay.
But they taught lessons through music.
Yes.
And it was not somebody getting handcuffed with their hand behind their back.
Reenactment. You're doing a reenactment with a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old about Rosa Parks getting arrested.
She could have did something if she wanted to reenact it. She could have had them all sitting on the bus. And she could have had, even there was the only black girl in the class.
They would
just have a white girl or somebody. She played Rosa Parks. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to show them that somebody was told to get up and move and they didn't want to. Mm-hmm. And then they sing or something. Sing some song, spiritual or something.
But what I'm saying is, even if you were to do it on the actual bus and all of that, that little 2-year-old has no clue.
Right.
I'm assuming, because everybody's 2-year-old. Some people's 2-year-old can be very wise.
So he gives Donkey of the Day
big time
to the school.
And arrest the little girl
and fingerprint her. All right.
They probably thought they were playing a game.
Probably.
Okay.
Finger painting. Wendy says, Lenora, please let me know when you get the mail.
Okay.
Justice says, no, this is Black History Month gone wrong.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Arresting a 2-year-old. Okay.
And then have her put her hands behind her back.
Aww.
She already gonna know what that's like. She black.
It's
gonna be sometime.
She never has to do that.
If you was a betting person, the chances of her having to get through it.
I hope not.
All right.
See, and that could scar her.
I know.
So I see why DeSantis was going with that, but still, I'm sorry.
He throwing the baby and the bathwater out.
Yeah, it needs to be taught.
All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here's our book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon. Yeah. Okay, you want to take us out?
Father God, we thank you for another day, Lord. We give you glory and honor. We thank you for all those who chimed in the chat room and gave their comments and updates on things and things that we probably need to sit back and really think about. It would be really nice if Stacey Abrams does run, but I know with all that's going on with our politics and we really got to be prayerful. So this is going to really test us, those of us who are believers in God and his word. We really got to see God moving in this whole voting situation and praying for our leaders and whatever door opens, oh God, that we trust you though, regardless of what man does and who's selected, who will be the person in charge of this country and all that's going on, Father. You, hallelujah, you are our source. And you said not to put our trust and confidence in man. And we as believers will hopefully pray, Lord, that we don't do that, oh God, but be diligent in our prayer time with these situations that are coming up. We pray for, even this is Black History Month, oh God, and that more understanding of our history, the right way and how it's being taught and not misused and not abused anybody, oh God. But we thank you for history, oh God, that we're not repeating the negative things, but we're learning from it and growing from it in the name of Jesus. We thank you for that, even the good, bad, and ugly, oh God. But we just pray that we move forward in your name with your direction and clarity for our lives, oh God. We pray for, who else did we talk about? The whole
Taylor Swift.
I know she's being hated on, oh God, but we thank you for her gift. Oh, so far she hasn't done anything that's just really been violating people and hurting people, and she hasn't said much either. We don't expect her to and always address everything, Lord, but there's going to be haters on everybody, and we know that. And we just pray that a spirit of adoption over Taylor. I don't know if Taylor even knows you, Lord, as who you are and what you've done for all the whole entire world. But I pray that she comes to know you and that she will be a mouthpiece even for you, that lead more people to knowing who you are, oh God. And we don't take that for granted, this platform that you've given us, oh God, to plant a seed in someone's life, oh God. And what one, as we plant a seed, oh God, one watereth and you do the increase, oh God. And we just allow you to move and have your way in all of our lives. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Mm-hmm. If you want to bless our channel, go to Cash App, The Woods Report. Mm-hmm. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later. See you later, TikTok.